Hi, everyone. My name is Kevin Vucinic. I'm a Mechatronics specialist here at Turtle. And today I'm giving this presentation in the Tomorrow Lab over here in Clark, where we have some examples of our PLCs. We have smart components. We have motions, drives. Yeah, this is all something you could just come into the Clark office and see. We also have some of our automation team members here. So we have everybody in here all the time. It's always willing to take people in and show you some of our new tech. So today, we'll be talking about ArmorKinetix and just a solution how to simplify your motion control. So what is the ArmorKinetix technology? This is servo drive technology that's meant to move your servo drives out of the cabinet and onto your machine. This is just an extension of our Kinetix 5700 system too. So if you are familiar with the Kinetix 5700 system, if you've used it in the past, this is going to be very similar, very familiar setup and use cases. So some of the features of this, again, this is an extension of our Kinetix 5700. It's going to use the same power supply. It's going to have a lot of the same applications as the 5700. So very familiar, easy to use. And some nice feature of these too is since they are mounted on the machine, we're able to put vibration monitoring and thermal sensing on top of these. This will help for any debugging, any maintenance that you want in the future if you want to use this data. And since we're moving everything away from the cabinet, there's less wiring. We have repeatable modules by having the drives on the machine itself. We have more cabinet space, less heat requirements. So yeah, let's look at the benefits here. On the left is a current 5700 setup. Here we have 13 inverters, and this takes up a lot of space in the cabinet, produces a lot of heat, increases your requirements a lot. And on the right is one power interface module for the ArmorKinetix. So you would replace those 13 drives with this one power interface module, and then the drives would be moved to the machine instead. So again, significantly reducing your space, just less components in the cabinet. All the wiring is moved out of the machine. Just simplified install. So which projects is ArmorKinetix going to work on? It works in a variety of industries. So, food and bev, consumer goods, life sciences, material handling. These are IP66 and 67 rated, so they'll work in any industry. These specific projects that it works on are where you have high access machines, where you want to move all of these drives, all of this heat out of the cabinet onto the machine itself. If you have long motor cable runs too from the drive to the machine, that's something you can lessen with the solution.
Same thing to Jeremy. It's going to be the same post position. Oh no, I'm going to get Jeremy.
Sick. There you go. All right, so let's talk about how the ArmorKinetix actually works. So this is the power interface module I was talking about before. The image on the right shows what looks like part of the Kinetix 5700 system. You have your typical power supply. There also, in this example, is an inverter, and those two components are the entire Kinetix 5700 system. On the right, that third module is the new power interface module. You can see how seamlessly it fits into the system. The power interface module will support up to 24 axes by daisy chaining the hybrid network and power cables directly to your machine. So again, this picture shows too, it's using the same DC bus power supply as the 5700, just a very familiar system. If you've already used that, this will be a nice transition for you. Now here we'll go over the entire system design from how the system looks in the cabinet all the way to your machines and the different configurations we have for our modules. Here you can see just a broad overview of the daisy chaining of these ArmorKinetix drives. So this is a close-up of what's in the cabinet. Again, very similar. The picture I showed before showed the DC bus power supply connected to an inverter. And in this example, we have two PIM modules. And like I said before, each PIM module can support up to 24 drives. So this could be up to 48 plus the one inverter that's just added there. So this significantly reduces space in the cabinet. So if that is one of your main restrictions, the ArmorKinetix is going to fit perfect here. This is outside of the cabinet now. This is all of the ArmorKinetix. The There are two ArmorKinetix here that actually have an extra component, and that's the separate motor itself. So we have two configurations. One of them is the ArmorKinetix drive plus motor combined into one, and the other one is just the drive itself, and you'll have more motor options depending on what your machine requires. And back to the entire overview, we have the orange cables are going to be your hybrid power and Ethernet. So you can see that's just daisy chaining through. Our green is going to be Ethernet only just for communications. And in the cabinet is the same DC bus connectors and power control power like your current Kinetix 5700 system. So let me go over the different drive configurations we have. So we have just the servo itself, and you'll have to get a separate motor. The motors work with the VP motors, MP, linear solution, induction motors. So this gives you a lot of flexibility. If you require, let's say like an MP family motor, then you would go with this drive on the left. On the right, we have the 2-in-1. It's the combined servo and motor. This is so compact. It adds just about 4 inches to your typical VPL motor. It's just an extension of the VPL motor. It is integrated with the VPL motor. Also, this is the configuration that allows on-machine sensing, the vibration and thermal sensing. So the DSM configuration is good for that. So after all this, just the main takeaway of this is reducing the size of your control cabinet. So if you're limited by the size of the control or the heat requirements of your cabinet, this is going to be great just with less cables. Also significantly simplifies your machine. Instead of wiring everything in your one cabinet, you will have all of your drives on these individual modules on your machine. So it improves your flexibility, repeatability of each of your modules, and overall just lowers design costs and install time for more complex projects. So anybody have any questions, any concerns with the ArmorKinetix?
Is there any downside to using? You talked about the benefits for these. What is there any downside for using these as opposed to a conventional setup?
It would be the upfront cost could be more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right. Thank you very much, Kevin.
Yep.
Thank you, everyone, for joining.